Maybe. All right. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Wednesday night ladies' night. Woo! We are so happy that you are joining us this evening. And we have Boss Man in the background eyeballing and just kind of hanging out. So I know that this is a little detour from our normal nights, and just bear with us on that. We'll do our best.
We're still practicing.
Oh yeah. And I've got all sorts of screens going here. So pulling double duty without Garrett.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All righty. So we have a lovely lady in the background with us. Before we bring her on, we must say hello to all of you.
I see Mark already. I've seen Oz, Kurt, Kimberly.
Mark already called a drink, so.
I saw that. I am very unprepared. I ran to the office with 5 minutes to spare today.
Like, internet was not at all cooperative. So.
Hello, Brian, Ricky, Linda Russell, Innovative Icons.
Oh, that's a good one.
Wandering Star. We met in one of the Vetrix.
Yeah, you guys met him.
Yep.
There's still some people I have to meet.
Yeah.
Let's see. Rich, Joe, Carrie, Danny. Of course, Oz was on early. Same with Jack.
Oh, yeah. Mark Lazinski.
Texas Woodpecker Coats. I don't know who that is, but welcome.
Greg. Pete, Jetty.
Cool.
He's a new regular. All right.
What's up? I love it. Oh, thank you for the belated happy birthday. I appreciate it. Very awesome. All right.
Yes, all systems went down today. What a fun time. Yeah, I had my screens up half an hour early. I was getting my table set up, was all ready to go. And then I'm like, okay, talk to Juliann. And like my face is stuck over here while I'm talking over here. And I was like, just kidding. I'll be running to the office. Good thing I live close.
That's what I was like, oh my gosh. Ellen and I are sitting back. We're like, where is she? Where is she?
Like running up the stairs.
Speaking of which,
let's bring her out. Miss Ellen.
Hello.
Many of you know her as Madra.
Right? I finished work just in time. I'm like, all right, clean. Good to go.
Hey, the workspace is never perfect, right?
Or completely clean.
Not so bad.
I was going to say, yours is looking pretty good. You're putting me to shame.
Not so bad. I just did a remodel, though, because I bought another tool. So, oh, this one's worse, I think. It takes up, yeah, more software. It's all fun.
For those of you that aren't familiar with Ellen, how should we introduce a woman who's CNC paragon of creativity?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is exactly. I CNC pretty well. I can do some pretty crazy stuff on this. So I don't know.
There we go.
Some amazing engineering with that.
Oh, yes. It's pretty cool. It is. I mean, come on. You have to admit, it's great.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. I didn't realize what you could all do with this. But anyways.
Where you got yourself.
Right? Now it's been in October. It'll be 3 years. So 2.5 years almost.
Wow. Awesome.
2.5 years, and I now have a Spire.
Oof.
Thoughts?
I like it a lot.
All right.
Right. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. But yeah, so I'm just going with it. So it's been 2.5 years since I've been learning how to do this, and I'm pretty pleased with what I know. Some of the terminology, you know, that thing, this nut thing that's on the end of that. It's a nut, right?
Exactly.
Yay me! But now ask me about wood. Oh, sapele and tiger wood and maple and now we're talking.
Beautiful.
Right?
You've got the knowledge where it counts. You know what the nut does. You just don't know its name.
It's a nut.
Exactly.
I think somebody in the chat actually mentioned that we're all nuts here. So
yes, they did.
It fits.
Yeah, they have no idea what they're in for. If anybody's out there listening.
Oh my gosh.
Right. I'm really nervous.
Oh, let's
So,
go.
anyways,
Yay.
Ellen, what soft did you learn on? I did learn on Vectric Pro 11.5, I think, but just the Pro. And that got me where it's like, I need to do this. Oh, I can't do that on this. And I need to have that. Oh, yeah, I'm just going to do it. But yeah, it took me a year to learn it though. So if you're just jumping on, Vectric Pro is the best place for, I think. Desktop if you need it, but yeah, I'm a Vectric Pro lover.
So what made you change from Vectric Pro to making the jump to Aspire? What was that decision?
I have future plans. There is a part that I'm working on that requires 3D modeling. And since what I do, there's no files to purchase. If I want to make these parts, I'm the one doing it. So if I don't have Aspire, I can't make the 3D model.
Gotcha.
So I figured, why not? It gives me quite some time to learn it. So when I get to that point, I can make it.
Beautiful.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Absolutely
okay,
does.
planning ahead. I'm going to be doing this in my future. If I get this now, I can learn this. So when it comes down to when I get to that part on the list, okay, I'm ready. I can just go like that and go like that, swear a few times and make it.
Right, but you're not having to day one into the system as day one you're needing the system.
Right.
You know?
Right. So it was well worth the wait. I'm glad I learned what I learned, but now I can learn more. And I took Kyle's course, so I'm going to kill it.
I take that as a prompt. I'm going to throw in the link.
Yes.
Link. Yeah, I'm not very active lately because I've been extremely busy, but I still get to go back and it's like, okay, what was that? What was that? What was that? Cool. So,
I was reviewing some courses of his today.
Right. So, I should probably say, where are we going with this? Do we have like a line? Should I just ramble?
Well, we're already getting all the questions in, so if you want to go ahead and start knocking those out.
Well, I can do that too.
All right. They're questions for you, so I hope so.
Well, I hope I can.
All right. Kurt says, what is your biggest challenge in making parts like you are doing?
Well, here we go already. You're in for a long one.
Woo! I just got to say, I love that hoodie.
Yes.
Oh my God, I love this hoodie. You can't. I was at a fishing show and I saw it like from miles away and I'm like, I want that sweater.
That would be me.
Right? Don't bring me to a fishing show. I mean, come on. The biggest challenge is making parts. Can you see me?
Let me get you bigger. There you go.
This. It's a double component. Where on earth is there any angle or any line or vector or any, how would you remake this part? It's in 2 pieces. So that was, you break it apart. This is what they give me. And finding the radiuses, that's my biggest issue.
Wow.
Right? Try to find that little bugger. It ends up, it actually is a circle. But where do you start when you're trying to make something like this?
Yeah.
You put it together with the other one. They give you this. They say,
Sorry, my bad. Try that again.
we have this part. Can you make it? And I say, yes. 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 Yes, I can. Yes. Yes, I can.
Wow.
Well, it's hard to hope, but yes. Yes, I can.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
More ramp.
This one kind of goes along with it. Ronnie wants to know, do you have any projects you can show us that you've done? Slow turn.
So this is another one. They give me this. This is the one I just recently finished. Again, because they wanted modifications. So they give me a frame like this. Comes in like this. I take it apart. Look at it. It's pretty simple, right? Cool. Make that panel. Cool. Then they tell me that, oh, I would love to have this mirror. And I'm like, I just learned how to do molding toolpath. So instead of flat, you get to work with molding toolpaths and you get to put the mirror on and it gets to make the angles instead of just putting a flat mirror on. So that one's like one of the funnest ones I've had.
That looks cool.
Right. Oh, see, it's not all about, I can make a cutting board and I make signs too, stacked text and everything, but I don't have those because those are gone. But yeah, so I love this. Can you tell? So excited.
Me.
It shows.
It's your second thought.
This is my second life coming.
Yep.
All right. That's it. Let's see. Randy wants to know, are you self-taught?
Garrett, where are you? Mark, are you there? I'm self-taught with Garrett, Mark, Kyle, Ely, Bull, right? There you are. June, when I got this machine, Garrett was the first one that I watched. And I don't know if you have that link posted.
Actually, it's in the description, actually, and I will put it in the comments.
I watched a few of his videos on how to do this and how to place this, but this one video stood out, and I was just like, "Oh, you mean? Oh, I can make anything I want or remake anything I want." Oh, wow, that's cool. That's cool. That is the best video that I've ever watched, and I've watched hundreds. That video right there changed my direction onto where I was going.
And which video was that?
I should know this right off the top of my head because it was like right there. It was with vectors and exact vectors, placing exact vectors.
I have it on a Post-it.
That must be the one with the construction lines.
You were helping someone make a part.
How to make accurate designs. Vectric design tutorial. VCarve, Cut2D, Aspire, and CNC router projects.
That's the one where I was teaching how to use the construction lines.
The construction lines.
Where you drag those lines down from the scale. I believe that's the one.
I have graph paper. I have that was the video that when I was approached to ask if I could make these parts. Actually, yes, I probably could.
Yes, you can.
So yes, you can. That video, that's where I learned. Then I started to jump in.
Yeah, that is actually for the Vectric users. You should watch that video because the use of construction lines and how you can use them to, like Ellen said, get very accurate projects off of there and really weird shaped projects because of that.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
So, yes.
I love it.
That video, I'm telling you, that video made it possible. And now Mark and you, I still have you, and I can grow and learn from everybody in the group. And it's like, you don't have to do it alone.
You don't at all.
There's people all over the world where if you're having an issue at 3:00 in the morning, your group, this group, that group, somebody's going to get back to you. You're not alone. So, anyways, what's next?
All right.
Did anybody see the video, the awesome video that Liberty put out just recently?
With the coffee, the coffee mugs.
Yes.
The coffee flight.
Flights. See?
She's got them right behind her.
I really like the painted one. Yeah.
That's my favorite too.
It is so cool to see how far Liberty has come on the CNC. And she's about to get her own. We're working on that one. Yep.
Which one? Is that a secret?
That part's the debate.
We can't say yet.
Oh, why is it a debate?
Well, I'll text you.
Nobody else gets to know.
All right. Well, I'm going to bug back out and let the ladies do what they do.
All right. Bye.
Bye, folks. I'll be hanging on the side in case they want to ask me a question, but I know you guys got it under control because they got IDC Woodcraft under control. I say this every week. They got it.
Oh, I should have wore your hat. It's a nice hat.
I think mine's in the bedroom somewhere.
There's like another 30 sitting behind me. I could grab one.
It's
I get to order more.
Mick likes his hat. When we visited, he got one. I had to order mine. What? But he's like, oh, he wears it all the time, and then I'm like, why are you wearing my hat? Because mine was dirty. No, he didn't. There you go. I just won't wear his hat because it's dirty.
All right, let's pop Brian back up here. Brian wants to know, how do you stop a large job and be able to restart where you left off? I'm using Vectric and the alt mill. Liberty?
Me?
Yeah, you've used the alt mill with Garrett and Vectric, and
so
all I know is the big red button.
I was going to say, yeah, so
it's not the big red button. Don't hit the big red button.
Not the big red button. The big red button will not do what you're seeking there. I will say this. I have yet to have success in stopping and starting a project yet. I typically either have to get it all done in one day or I'm not going to be able to touch it for 3 more days. I know people have success. You can pause the job. You can turn off your spindle, turn your spindle back on, restart your job. I've heard varying success.
I haven't gotten to that point where I can go to G code and start here. I do know some G code. I'm learning that.
Yeah.
Depending, you have a large job, that means multiple tool paths though, right? Homing sensors, I don't know how anyone can work without them. Homing sensors are an absolute must. They say you don't need them. You need them. I don't crash my machine. I don't have to bang into anything. I know I'm staying in my space. It helps me set everything. I can go right back to my safe start spot every single time. So if I'm running a large job and I have multiple tools, I can just do that whole tool path. When it's done, I can shut everything down, turn everything back on, hit go to XY, and it should go after I home it. It should go there.
Right.
So that's how I do it.
We did get a little input from Jack in the shop that says on the start job button, there's a little corner in the upper right. You click for start from here.
On the start button job, really? I don't have my G Sender up. I just switched computers.
I've seen the button. I don't have G-Sender loaded on this. I need to load G-Sender on this computer.
It is the shipping computer.
I have
so
to write this
Yeah.
down. I have to write this down. There's a little corner in the upper right. Click start from here. Oh, no, because my machine went wonky the other day.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah. Oh, that's neat. Don't hit the part with the bit without it running, without it raising up first.
This is one in my neck of the woods. It says I have a small whiteboard on my CNC on which I write the X, Y, and Z position and the line number. And
That's smart.
I love how both of you are taking notes. It makes me happy.
I have set G54, G55, G56. And I have a grid. Well, on this is where my acrylic and other things get done. But on my actual table, I have the full grid so I can start my projects from the same spot every time. So I don't have to worry too much where I start it. But where starting at, that's cool. I mean, I've heard of it. I've seen it. Wasn't ready for it yet.
Yep.
Start from here in the top corner. Thank you.
And speaking of starts, Trent B, how did you get started making the parts for someone? What's your origin story?
Right here I am, being all happy. I made a hello sign. I made a welcome sign. I'm like, yay. I made some Christmas signs and I'm like, it's all good. And springtime comes and we have a funeral and I know it's supposed to be really sad, but they asked me how I was doing and I was just like, I'm doing great. I have this machine and you wouldn't believe the stuff I can make. And this family member comes up and says, so you think you would be interested in making some parts? And I'm like, parts for what? I'm like, well, probably, He's like, no, I'm serious. Well, I'm now making parts because I was like, can't contain my excitement over this machine. And now it's been almost 2 years since I've making parts and they keep getting better and better. Oh, better. The more difficult parts are coming my way. The accuracy is getting better and better. Yeah. So a funeral because I couldn't contain my excitement.
I love it.
All right. Nothing wrong with that. And then
Ellen, your hoodie reminds me of the wrapper on Wonder Bread Loaf.
I know. I have a fishing lure that has the same thing. It's called the Wonder Bread fishing lure. Oh my gosh, I caught so many fish with that thing. I love it too.
It was meant to be.
I wear this in public, by the way. And
As
my
you should.
part Mick, he's like, I like it because I can't lose you. People come up to me and like, wow, that's a cool sweatshirt. I'm like, I know, right?
All right.
next question.
Ellen, do you have a website?
Actually, I did.
You did?
I have a website. I did. I had one already done. I had Hernial Media hook me up and everything. And I don't have time. Do I want my own website and sell stuff or try to sell stuff? Or do I want to just be an outright, here's my product and I'm selling outright without a website. Not yet. If I want one, I have a man, he'll hook me right up again and jump right back on and say, I already got you. So, but I'm ready. I do make other things, but not enough to make it worth a website. I'm not a content creator.
We were discussing this before we started the show.
Yeah, I mean,
But you could be.
I could be, and I have a jukebox in my living room that I'm dismantling. And
Here's your first video.
oh well, yeah, it's good. You have to kind of know what you're doing, and yeah.
I can only imagine.
Camera's half on my head. The background is all the key. You don't want to watch when you have blankets and kids' toys and a jukebox. It just doesn't make sense. So it's like, well, let's just wait till I have its own space. Yeah.
I feel that.
Right. What do you do?
Ralph's asking, Ellen, how do you determine the radius for curves of the parts you are making?
Right. How do you? It was a lot of magic. I really do have to believe that it was magic, because where do they come from? I started out, I measure everything, every possible point that I can measure. So this part, for example, is in my hand. Nothing's extremely flat, nothing's extremely square, but this for me would be my flattest corner for my end starting point. So I start here, and then I measure each point. And then I know that when I go to this point here somewhat, I can measure that from here. And I know that this point, if I put this on a grid, I know that this point is this far over. And I know that its length is total this way. And I know that it has to get added here, but if I can get like the outside similar or close to it, then I'm like, okay. And the closer I get, I try a little more, and I'm a crazy person. So I'm like putting my part up here on the screen, and I'm like, oh yeah, it almost matches that, or oh no. And I have a touch screen, so it's really dumb. So once in a while you're like this, and then the whole screen was, oh yeah. So you put the part back down, and you're like, all right, that's close. And you do all that scrap wood back there. I run part after part after part after part. I pre-cut. And every time I make node changes. So they have this save and increment button on your thing, so I can save this. But I made changes, so I'm going to save it again. So if it's not right, I can always go back to this. So I save an increment. Now that I learned how to do that too, that was the coolest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I just keep modifying it. And if you don't know how to play with nodes, that's not possible. You have to know how to manipulate the nodes. And like for like radiuses, I measure from like here to here. And I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of a circle, right? So I'm like, well, if I measure this would be about that size circle. So I'll place the circle in there to see kind of how this would come down. And you can make the circle an oval. You can manipulate how the bottom changes. And this really isn't anything that is yeah, it's crazy. It's a lot of magic. And I would take pictures with my phone when I started, and then send it to the computer, do whatever, bring it as a bitmap, and try to see if that works, and trace that out. It does work, but not the greatest. I have a shaper tracer that helps me do my curves too. And right now I'm working on making circles for radiuses and definite arches. So I can cut them out with like MDF. So if I'm going to a part in all different sizes, so this is going to take a while because it's a lot of cutting. But then I can kind of like, oh, that's about this, because the radius tools that I have don't cover this large of a radius. So I do have radius gauges for smaller things.
Right.
So that was the actual question. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
All good. All good. So, question, when you receive the part from your people,
Right.
what's your time frame? How long will it take you from receiving the part to being able to trace all those radiuses, the corners, to your test cuts? How long does it take to actually get you to a finished product?
It depends on what it is.
So like the one you were holding, how long would it take you? Yes.
This one took me about, I have it written down too, because I kind of keep track of my man hours.
Mm-hmm.
This one probably took me about actual 20 working hours on the design to get it right to match. And I want to say it didn't take long to run them out. It was just profile cut. Zing, 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 whip it out, whip it out, whip it out, whip it out. So once you get that. So fortunately, I get paid for my design time.
Very nice.
Good.
I get paid for my design time. I wouldn't make enough. It takes longer to design most parts than it does to cut.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I take this whole machine most of the time, if I can, and just run out a full sheet, because most of their stuff is in plywood lately. So you just buy a whole sheet, cut it up, make it fit, run them.
Really quickly before we jump to the other questions, Norman Wilson would like to know, what is that part?
It is a part. I don't know. They just give them to me, and then I'm like, they give me the part number. It's part 1517R, and I have 1517L because there's one on both sides. So I had to make this opposite, by the way, 2 different ways. But yeah, the coolest thing is I don't have to know. You want this? Yep. Okay. The timeline, it took me about 2 weeks to get that in and then to get it done, because of the time and everything, life, about 2 weeks. I don't have to worry about timeline though, because every part pretty much that I'm making, they're out of stock. So they don't put pressure time on me. Once in a while they slip in hey, can you get this out for me? And I'll be like, okay, yeah. And I'll get it out and I'll just drop it off. It's a local company, so we don't have shipping. I don't have to worry about packaging, shipping. So when sorry, that might be a question. I want to jump ahead.
You're fine. You're fine. I'm getting paged here. It says, Ray says that you should grab some drafting templates because they have curves and arcs.
Drafting templates.
Yeah.
A friend of mine just gave me a drafting tool. We were talking about it. Sorry, Sargon, I'm going to mention your name. He sent me this cool tool. I don't know how to work it yet, but that's what it's for, drafting and the blueprints, schematics, drafting paper.
All right. Or somebody says, or a laser scanner.
A laser scanner. I know. Did you see how much those are? I just bought a laser. Who does that?
Well, and now we're getting, how about a French curve?
I don't even know what a French curve is.
Why?
All right. We're getting all sorts of
Right.
stuff.
And I'm reading David Zhang, my student, right? you can determine a radius of an arc if it was actually a real arc. But it's so not uniform. Most of these parts are not anything that's even an arc. It's crazy. Did they not know how to read a ruler back then? Because these are all parts that are like 1940, not much that I do is before 1970s. So they're all from the 1940s, 50s, and 60s. So they didn't even have this kind of technology.
So looking at what the French curve is it is a template usually made from wood, metal, or plastic, used in manual drafting and in fashion design. And it looks like these like little scrolly like dudes.
Share your screen. We want to see.
Trying. Hang on.
All right, we're learning stuff too, so that's cool.
Share screen. Here we go. Chrome tab. Okay. Nope. That one. Yeah. Okay. You see that?
Very nice.
Wow. Different variations, but that's what we're seeing.
Nice.
I could
Liberty,
probably do that in a minute.
I think we have a question that you or I, whichever.
All right.
Ron wants to know, what is the difference between regular bits and the Jenny bits? I'm thinking he means our bits and the Jenny bits. Regular. Ron.
So the difference between IDC Woodcraft bits and the Jenny bits is IDC Woodcraft bits are from IDC Woodcraft and their manufacturers, as well as Cadence Manufacturing being one of our manufacturers. And then Cody from Cadence Manufacturing is the one who has designed the Jenny bit line, the bits thereof. He has special coatings, and he really works hard to work up his designs as well in his shop and test them out. The difference being, what you need. Some of them are bits we don't even carry in our own brand. So yeah, what do you need? That's the difference.
Right? His bits are coated.
Yes, they're all coated.
Nice coating. I have a few of them.
You
Looks
want,
like
me,
Garrett's
you, want
popping
me,
back.
you want me to jump in on that one?
Oh, here it comes.
Sure. Yeah. So, so Cody designs his own router bits, and I understand how he designs them, and I design ours. And so when we're comparing the two, he plates all of his. We plate a lot of ours, right, with the zirconium carbonitride coating. That actually makes them a lot more expensive. But one of the things that why I partnered up with Cody is because I know the quality of his bits. I know how passionate he is in doing what he does, and I know that there's a lot of people that like to use his tools. He has some different configurations or geometries and bits that we don't have in ours, so it's a good marriage of quality products on both sides. And so really Cody and I, on that note, we partnered because we have a very common vision in what we do and the passion that we have. And we have known each other for a long time. I've seen him actually grow. And it's just like, I want to support him as well, right? So this is not necessarily the quality side, but the personal side. He's a good businessman. He's got a super good heart, and I really support that. So, but on the technical note, some of his geometries are slightly different. He has designed some of his tooling to meet some needs that, like I said, we just don't have, like the down cutting V-bit. And he has designed the 1/4 compression and 1/8 compression with a slightly shorter up spiral, so that you can go shallower. He's got the longer taper ball nose bits that we don't have for the IDC brand bits. So it was a good complement to add those products to the line because of the different geometries that he has and some of the extended tooling that we don't have. And I hope that answers the question.
I think so.
Okay, cool.
I was glad because I didn't feel like a traitor when I ordered it.
Don't feel like a trader when you order it. They're good quality tools. That's why I carry them on the store.
They're good.
All right. It's when we add new product to the store and it's not our brand, I got to back it up. That's why we took muscle chucks off. Liberty, talk about the muscle chucks, or Juliann, either one is.
The muscle chucks are a really cool design, and but they've got a lot of growing to do. They've got a lot of learning or redesign. We've had some issues with them. That's kind of where we've stepped away.
Yeah, it's a great tool concept, but
yeah,
when we were running into more quality issues than expected, and we weren't able to get that corrected on the manufacturer end. It wasn't good reputation to be maintaining that. So that should be one of our things this year, is to come up with our own little muscle chuck. All right. Anyway, back out of here.
Idea for you then, Garrett. You can modify this if you're able to cut this out a little bit more, but that's a whole other subject.
Okay. So yeah.
And he leaves us with this thought.
right.
All righty. Next up, Ellen, do you do your CNC work full time?
I tell myself it's full time. No, seriously. With design and CNC, I put in quite a few hours. I'm usually in the shop 7 days a week unless I go away. Unless I'm fishing or camping or casino. Fishing or camping, I'm in here. I should probably put a bed in here too, but running out of room. But yes, I do it full time. I quit my job going, oh boy, here we go. It was crazy.
Beautiful.
Right? It was a risk, but it was worth it to me.
How do you charge for your design time?
What do I charge for my design time? That all depends. I have to be pretty flexible. To be honest, it's usually $50 an hour. It's not a whole lot, but then I have a max. Mm-hmm. I try not to go over $150, $200. But if it's got a lot of components, then there's a different charge, because I'm charging you for this component and I'm charging you for this component. So you're getting charged $50 for this, 50, or about, sometimes it's only a quarter. I mean, or $25 if it takes me like 10 minutes, but they work with me, but I charge my design fees because otherwise it's, I'm designing for 20 hours for what?
Yep.
That's not part of it. If you want my business and you want me to make your parts and they don't care, they think that's a great idea, not a question about it. They're like, whatever you need.
Awesome. Got to pay for the skill that you've earned.
All right.
I'll let you do the next one.
I was gonna say it's kind of hard to balance reading the comments, starting the questions, and then
like
coming back to you guys.
I know, yeah.
Right.
All right.
Right. And I saw something about the shaper trace, and yes, I do. I have that, and that is a helpful aid. It comes close, and it's quite nice. It's just kind of like doesn't always it's not exactly as accurate as I need it to be, but it gets me close.
Nice.
It was pretty fun to see when we went to IWF. Like, they had the Shaper Origin that Garrett was in love with, and then the Shaper Trace that I was like, I want that one. I don't want the machine. I want the traceable one.
I don't
That was
want
pretty
the
cool.
machine. I don't want the machine. I have that. I know it's portable and all, but no, I'm not. Can't realistically think about it.
Yep.
All right. Looks like, okay.
Isn't Lightburn about to add cam for routers and mills? Do either of you know that since you're on the laser trains?
You know, I just bought this laser and it just happens to use Lightburn. So I'm diving in like this coming week and getting on that train, and I think I might have heard something about them with that, but I can't say for sure. I don't know.
Right. I've literally heard inklings, but nothing from, a source to say, yes, so-and-so from the place has said they're adding stuff. I've not even looked, but.
To be fair, I've only got my ticket at the station of the Lightburn train. I'm like, I see it. I'm just not on it yet.
Yeah, well, I went out and I have a shopping addiction. CNC is a rabbit hole. Can I say that? CNC is a rabbit hole. If you love it, expect to go down the rabbit hole, many of them.
Mm-hmm.
And the groups that I'm in, one of Mark Lindsay's group is just so rocking. Laser this, laser that. I'm like, I'm so jealous. Well, Mick's like, oh, I found a laser. Let's go get one. I'm like, oh my God. So now I have a 60 watt CO2 something. I don't even know what kind it is. I don't know.
That's next week's problem.
That's next week's problem.
Somebody earlier in the chat said, I can't remember who it was. It was somebody. Anyways, they said they were calling you Foo-Foo because you lead them down a bunch of rabbit holes.
Oh, Foo-Foo. Who said that?
I don't want to say who I'm pretty sure it was. Okay, yep.
Kimberly.
I thought it was Kimberly.
If only I could put an animated rabbit on the bottom somehow.
I'm wondering if you can do that. Come on. Put a link to it. No.
All right.
What
Juliann,
kind of
I do have a question for you.
It's not a CNC question, but I'm like, what kind of fishing? Oh, any kind. I ice fish, I boat fish, I shore fish, I walleye fish, I pan fish, yeah.
My partner really wants to plan a trip to come up and visit you guys and fish with you guys.
Yeah, I loved fish. I go all over the place for weekends at a time. We just go. Devil's Lake is on the bucket list.
Yes.
Right. Get some good old lake trout rocks. I have fished in Arkansas, and I tell you what, I think it was the Buffalo, one of my favorite rivers to fish on.
Wow.
You want some trout, and you want to just be in that water, just flinging your rod down there, and it's amazing.
Beautiful.
It's by Mount Home, Arkansas. So,
all right, Juliann, I have a question for you. Do we have the thing picked? We have the word for it, but do we have what we're giving away?
Oh, yeah. We have the thing picked. Ellen kind of sort of picked the thing.
I was hoping she would.
Oh, and if it's what I think it is, that's the most important tool to me.
You want to tell them then?
Oh, can I? What if I'm wrong?
I'm pretty sure it's what we texted about.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Who needs this bit? Everyone that CNCs a surfacing bit.
Yes. Okay.
No matter who you are, beginner, intermediate,
a sign maker,
a sign maker, a parts maker, guess what you need? You need this in your life.
Yep.
A surfacing bit.
Yes, ma'am. The drill. Put it in the chat.
Yep.
Can I enter? I need a new one.
I think it's a thank you for doing this live with
I was going to say, which one you want?
Well, which one did I burn out?
I don't know.
Don't go too fast with it or take too big of chunks. Or drive it right into your spoiled board.
Oof.
Or drive it in the corner of your project.
Or drive it in the corner of your project, because that happens.
Yeah.
Right?
All right. So we kind of jumped into this. For those of you not familiar with our giveaways, we are giving away the surfacing bit to enter. Yes, it's that lovely bit that Liberty has in her Vanna Whitish hands.
Right. And what is the diameter of it? Is it 1.5 inches?
I was gonna say, I was gonna ask which one are we doing? I'm showing the inch one, but we have 1.5 inches.
Let's do one of each.
Boom.
I don't know.
That's huge.
Garrett just messaged he's stepping away for a bit, so we'll give away a 1/4 inch one and a 1/2 inch one.
Garrett, you are so amazing.
1.5 inch.
That is I like the 1.5.
Yeah.
I personally, I surface a large surfacing usually.
So to enter, you will. Oh no, he popped back on. I scared him.
Too.
Oh no!
Hi.
Right.
They love to spend my money.
I like to spend your money too.
Yeah, when it comes to giveaways, it's their ball game.
Well, I mean, it's ladies' night, and ladies are like
Exactly.
stereotypically supposed to spend money.
Exactly. Okay. All right.
I mean, shop. But is that not true? A surfacing bit is a must-have bit, whether you're starting out or you're used your machine for years. You need that surfacing bit.
That is the number one bit you need to have.
The number one bit. Everyone asks, oh, about an end mill or about this. No, you usually get an end mill. You know you're smart enough for that, but you need that surfacing bit.
I was hoping I had a broken one here to show, but I think they're all down in the big shop. Hello. Spooky MD has joined the chat. Kim's gone through 3 surfacing bits.
Yeah. I want a Garrett. Are you still listening? Come out with a replaceable blade. One of those bits that you can replace the blades on.
You're talking about the inserts. Well, we've talked about getting those.
We've been sampling some.
The
what?
Yeah, this one's toast.
Is that
this one's absolutely toast.
Ah. You used it.
I have another one. It's okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we've explored getting insert bits. Part of the problem is, there's only so much bandwidth we have with the team. All right. Everybody's hands are full. I mean, can't you tell? They're here tonight, spending their evenings here instead of with their families and me and all that stuff. Yeah, they're so. As far as that goes, we're always looking at expanding the tooling that we have.
Yeah, that surfacing bit lasted me 1.5 years, and that was from learning beginning. That bit went through some
rough times.
It went through a lot of swear words. It's a must-have.
It is, yeah. In any kit, I'll say this: anybody that's new, Ellen knows it, Liberty knows it. The first thing you have to have is a surfacing bit. It's just, and people don't say that. They don't teach that, and
right.
Even I haven't done a good job at teaching that. But I'm going to be putting out a new video soon,
right,
talking about that.
I just did, but I'm redoing with the anti-backlash nuts, and I'm putting new wheels on after almost 2 years. It was time. Guess what you got to do? You got to surface it.
Yeah.
Because you're going to tram your machine back in. You're going to get it all back to square. Number one thing to do when you get all that done, surface your table. What do you need? A surfacing bit. Sorry.
Yes, ma'am. Nope, you're preaching gold here.
I'm preaching to the choir. They know.
Yep.
Like, oh, here they go again.
Kimberly said it's the first bit she purchased from IDC was a surfacing bit.
It was one of the first bits that I purchased, besides the starter kit.
I think it was the first bit that I used.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to jump in quickly on that, on the surfacing bit. So when I first started out, I was sourcing my surfacing bits from a company that pre-made them. And you've probably seen them around. They are 1 inch, they have 3 teeth on them, and they're painted black. And they kind of so-so. I mean, I wasn't happy with the performance of them or the life of them, and so I went to a different tooling company, and I just said, we need to design our own. And so we worked at that. We added a 4th tooth to it, changed the grind angles on them, so I could get that really smooth finish on it, and that we could get a lot more life out of it. So just watch out for those little black 3-wing, 3-tooth bits. They're not good quality. They are production made by the tens of thousands very quickly. Just the carbide tips are not the highest grade, so just careful. All right, I'm gonna back out.
Okay, are we ready to do this?
Let's roll.
All right. Are we gonna say which one we're giving away first, or just let it roll, or your decision, or the big one? All right. All right. So 1.5 inch surfacing bit, 139 entries.
My favorite.
Here we go.
That's my favorite one.
Wait for the confetti.
Come on.
Chris Robertson. All right, Chris, congratulations. You have won an IDC Woodcraft 1.5 inch surfacing bit. If you would please go to our website and click the little contact us doodaddy there. And in the subject line, just put Wednesday winner and your name. And Juliann and I will get you taken care of.
Yep. All righty, let's pick our second winner. Here we go.
Come on. And I saw a few good names. Bye.
I know, I keep seeing them. Michael Geyer. All right, same instructions to you, sir. You have won the 1 inch IDC Woodcraft surfacing bit. Head over to our website, contact us, Wednesday winner with your name, and we will get your prize to you, along with M&Ms and a pen and some stickers and all that good stuff, of course.
Stuff. You get stuff.
I love this sticker. This sticker is the bomb.
The checking guide. Yeah.
Checking guide, it's the bomb.
Every first time customer.
Faces or names that I don't recognize, and I'm on here a lot.
I know. We've been getting a lot more new regulars, I feel like.
Welcome.
Right? So, hey, since I'm on, hey, welcome, you guys. Glad to have you aboard. Happy.
You've made quite the name for yourself in your little groups. They all want to see you. This is your debut.
Right. I'm a lunatic. I can't help it.
And we love it.
All good. All right.
Okay, what's next?
All right.
Oh, winners of, you guys got my favorite bit coming.
Ooh. Interesting. I'm curious about that.
We've got a lot of questions queuing up.
All right.
So let's jump back into those. Hold on. I've got a lot of clicks to make to get back.
And say I'll take one. Is IDC or Cadence affected by the crazy tariffs? No. Cadence, as you heard, he manufactures his own stuff himself. He works with his own designs. And then we've got our manufacturers as well as Cadence. And we're moving on business as usual.
Mm-hmm. Kind of have to. I mean, regardless. We do it for you all, so...
All right. Ellen, at what point did you decide that this would be full-time for you? What helped you make that decision?
After I actually started making parts and it was more consistent, and I'm like, so that's great. I have to do it in between work and here. And I'm like, so I'm crying almost when I have to leave the house to go to work and I can't concentrate. I'm doing an order for this and that. And I'm like, all I can think of is, what bits I could be ordering. And work wasn't any fun anymore. And it was like, why not? It might make less money, but I'm going to be happier. So I knew in my heart. Is that a good answer?
That's a very good answer. You knew when it was right for you. You got to the point where you were like, this balance isn't balanced anymore.
Right? I mean, I shouldn't almost cry because I'm like, I won't be able to do my CNC work today. And that was a lot of sign making at the time. It was like, making parts and then signs, making parts. But I knew in my heart that I would rather have a little less money for guaranteed than have to leave.
Yep. Absolutely.
I'm lucky. Blessed.
Absolutely, you are. Absolutely.
Do a test run on the part before going. Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. I was looking for that sharp tool, and now I'm getting to try it out because an acquaintance friend of mine sent me one of the 3D printed things.
Yep.
On an acrylic sheet with the film still on it. I can go over it and wipe it off with the rag and start over again, and I don't have to use scrap.
Oh, yeah. That is what we love to hear.
All that is all scrap wood, so I can actually cut out the whole part after I have the shape. If everything looks real good on the practice run, then I can actually cut it out to double check, because it's kind of hard to tell until it's all up in there.
Few less rough cuts though, and saves you a bit more material.
And I only do a scratch test. I don't have to cut through all the material, so I can just scratch around it and move. And that's part of the design fee, the design and setup fee. I'm using my resources, my time. I have to charge that because I'm using wood, I'm using material, but that marker thing is going to save me a lot of time.
Nice.
I appreciate that. Thank you, John Thompson. Sorry, I don't know if I can do that either. Thanks, John.
We love people in the community that are willing to support us. After you design a part, do you use a drawing or writing tool to draw a full-size part on paper with the CNC machine, which kind of was just answered, so I thought I'd go ahead and bring it up. That's, a 3D printed tool.
Yes. And it's crazy. Let's see.
I can pull up a picture of one here.
Let me pull the link and I'll throw it in the chat.
Beautiful. All right. Accessories. There it is. There we are.
Right. And now I actually have a picture of a part that I did.
Oh, you do? Please share.
I've shared it before, but now let's see. I have to present, right?
Yep.
Present. Share screen. I'm just going to hit it. I have no idea.
It wants you to pick which screen you want to share, probably.
Sure it does.
I had to figure out which link was correct the first time, too.
Right? I don't even know.
Let's see.
Oh, window. Oh, I think I got it.
Yay!
Did I get it?
There you are. You're in.
There it is. See, this is how I started out. This was a part that was made quite some time ago. This is how I first started out. I would draw it. I would trace it out on a corrugated cardboard. I would measure every little bitty nook and cranny. And then I got the shaper tracer, but that doesn't work on this large of a part. So calipers. Calipers is a need. Now, how do I get that out of here? Stop screen.
And let me throw in a link for calipers.
And let me show off our shark tool. If you've got some design work you're looking to do as well, some tests without ruining your project.
Are you back in stock?
We are.
I still might have to do it.
Okay, I see a couple on the shelf, and it says we're in stock, so yes.
I looked and you were out of stock, and I was like, oh, I want it now.
I keep reordering them fairly quickly, and they keep selling out fairly quickly.
Yep.
Fairly quickly.
We'll get down to like, oh, I'll need to tell Juliann here in a day or two to order those. Oh, Juliann, you got to order those now. I'm sorry. It wasn't me.
And I'll promote it because that saved a lot. I'm going to try the acrylic markers with them. Or not the acrylic paint markers.
Yes.
Because they fit in there with the little thing. So I'm going to try actually doing that.
You know what I want to do? I want to put a paintbrush in it, and I want to put a canvas on my spoil board and just drop paint on it and then draw some sort of design in Vectrix and just have it draw the paint across in some sort of way. I think that would be so cool to watch. Literally, I just want to watch it. I don't even care if it turns out pretty. I just want to watch it just the paint all over.
Put a plastic sheeting or something underneath your project so it doesn't get on your pretty spoil board that you're going to have.
True.
Yes, it's done before I have to redo it again. Well, anyway.
I can always use some color on my devices.
I mean,
I
super colorful.
I might paint my table this time with the grids. I just shellac it, I seal it with the sanding sealer, and then I run the grid on it, and then I seal it again, and it is so amazing. Okay, rambling on.
I'm excited to set up my first official spoil board.
Well, as soon as I find out what machine.
I know. All right. Have you tried scanning your parts on a flatbed scanner? I would assume that's similar to what the scanner you guys were talking about was, maybe?
It's a different scanner. Like different than the shaper trace.
Okay. And then you can scale it to the exact size using 2 points on the part, light burn and laser, making quick work of template.
Well, I'm new into light burn.
I was going to say, I guess you're about to find out if that will be useful.
I'm about to find out if that stuff is useful.
Yes, ma'am.
Might be a few months. It's a lot, but I should try to. I can go back and read this too. Flatbed scanner. No, I don't have access to one of those, and I don't really have it in. What I'm doing right now is saving me like hundreds of dollars on a part that I don't have room for or have access to. So, yeah, that's. Oh, now I'm dreaming big. Oh, if I could have a 3D scanner. Okay. Dreams are big. The dreams are big.
They are. And they're always going to keep growing no matter how many more you accomplish.
Well, I mean, if you stop dreaming, aren't you dead?
Exactly.
I mean,
that would be bad because then I can't CNC. Okay.
All right. Let's knock out some of these last questions.
All right. When will the Beast be back in stock, as well as the 1/4-inch ball nose? Give me a second to stare at the list. The 1/4-inch, ball nose down cut or regular ball nose? Because the regular ball nose is in stock right now, but the down cut 1/4-inch ball nose will be in stock very, 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 very soon. Again, you can always click the email me when it's in stock. And by very soon, I mean it's in the process of heading its way here. So it'll just be a matter of us getting it processed on our end once it arrives. As far as the Beast, that is on the same status. It's on the same machining schedule. So those will both come in stock likely on the same day.
And then these will be soon to follow. I've ordered everything. Everything is either in production or in a box on its way to us. So not too much longer.
Oh. I might have unstarred one accidentally because I was taking away the one.
That's okay. And I think in answer to that question, I have not seen it yet. Apparently there was something sent to Garrett. He asked if we had seen it yet.
Oh, it was spooky. I remember seeing that comment. Garrett apparently received a project or a picture of a project that he might need to show us, but I don't know if he's sitting in the background still. So we'll see if we can bug him later about that.
We'll hunt it down.
Yep.
No worries. It's really hard to actually keep up with this chat and do this. I was like,
I will say we constantly have projects laying around, whether it be by Garrett or customers or me or customers. We love decorating our space with all the projects that people send us. I use customer gifts on a daily basis.
I know it's horrible, but I even livened up our bathroom with some of them. We have a little ledge under the mirror.
We've got all the mini ones.
The garage. There's the one Liberty made for me, way back over there.
Awesome.
I need to make you a new one with my new and improved skills.
Well, there you go. You've got the sign. This question is, Ellen, do you paint your signs?
I paint my signs. I do
use?
most of the time. It depends. I like stain. I like stain a lot, but I did get turned on to these acrylic markers, and boy, oh boy, do I love them. I can show one of them.
Yeah.
I don't always do signs though. You know what I mean? So let's see. Okay, share screen. Is this it? Why is this so difficult?
It needs to keep you entertained.
It's technology, like we were talking about. It likes to either love you or be fickle.
Did that work?
Ooh.
Right. Now, that is...
Ooh.
Right. That's the markers.
I love that.
And you can't really tell, but it's like it's a pocket toolpath.
Yeah.
So, but that's those acrylic markers that come in all different kinds of tips. It's like,
I will say, I think if I upped my acrylic marker collection and tip expansion, that last painting might have gone a little bit faster.
I like the tips. I have a whole bunch. They're great because when you let them dry, you can add the other colors to it.
Yep.
And then you let it dry, and then you can add more color to it, and you let it dry. And that's the key is let it dry first.
Let it dry first. That's my worst problem, though.
You don't want to touch it, and you touch it, and you want to...
Yep.
Don't touch it. It's fine. Don't touch it.
Along the same lines, we have a question of how do you manage bleed on the signs?
Ooh.
I use Mask a lot, but on a pocket, it's hard. A pocket toolpath, but I spray. Do you spray, Liberty? Right?
Yeah, so that's something I learned from you and Kate. My very first painting project was the cribbage board, I think. Or no, it was a sign. And I went through, I put the Aura mask on and I painted it and the black bled everywhere. And I texted you and Kate and I was like, guys, what did I do? I used the Aura mask. This doesn't make sense. So pre-spraying everything. I pre-spray before I carve now on a lot of the designs too. That way my base layer already has a layer and then I spray after I carve. And then biggest key is let it all dry, let it all dry, let it all dry.
Oh, it's so hard. And then Kate told me, she's like, don't just blob it on there. And then I'm like, sorry, I ate the glue. And she's like, no, just light strokes, because when you blob it on, it doesn't look good and it dries funny. And so she's like talking me through the whole painting thing. She would be so proud.
Yep. I know. I felt that the other day when I just did the black spray paint on one of the coffee trays. I was like, would they taught me? They'd be so happy.
Right. I definitely, if I'm like doing a project, I sand it beyond what I'm supposed to, I think. I definitely seal it. I seal it more than one coat because I like to do that. And then I go back over it, carve it out. I seal everything after I sand it again. And then I'll start painting for like the pocket tool paths. Because sealer is your friend. Lacquer, sanding sealer, it's your friend. Sanding sealer seems to sand off nicer to me.
Okay.
Like it's easy. It's way easier to sand it away if you're not too careful. But personally, I like sanding sealer because I can sand it off easier than lacquer.
Yep.
I like lacquer.
I discovered lacquer with this project. Oh my gosh.
Well, if you didn't wear a mask for the exhaust fumes, you discovered a whole lot more too. Always put the mask on because that lacquer stuff will kill you.
Yeah. Yeah. I was killing Adam. He was like,
yeah. Spray paint cans too. Wear your mask and have an exhaust.
Does that count?
Nope. I try that. I do that.
Juliann, we need to get some masks for the shop.
Okay.
Yeah, RZ. Ooh, RZ mask. Liberty, you'll like the RZ mask.
Okay.
RZ. I'll show you later.
Beautiful.
It's somewhere here.
Actually, we need to get some good ventilation in here. We don't have good ventilation in this shop yet.
Do you have an exhaust fan of any kind? You know, like what they have for like bathrooms or a stove wood hood?
I do have a wood stove in here.
Right, but if you get one of those hoods that you go over your stove, you can use something like that for your exhaust fan for your fumes because it has that replaceable filter.
Well, in the summertime, I'll be able to uncover that right there. And that's a big 8-foot by 8-foot door.
Get the screen to put over it so the bugs stay out. Picking bugs out of your projects is no joke. Oh no. You let them dry in there too. Don't pick them out when they're wet. When they're dry, you just kind of pick them out and say, sorry, little fella. And you sand it a little bit and it goes away.
Good tip because I've run into that too many times.
Yeah. Don't sand or don't. Yeah. The bugs.
Okay. Let's see. Got this one. What type of company is needing wooden parts like the ones you make?
I make parts for a jukebox company. They do restoration and sell parts, and it's pretty cool. I'm trying to. I have the option to maybe do a little bit of whatever if I can find it. I'm looking for one more place that is actually doing that, but I haven't like stepped my toe out because I'm like I could be asking for a whole lot less sleep. Yep. How much sleep do I want? Do I need to be working 60 hours a week? Do I need to do that? If I get another company would I be?
I was
yeah,
gonna say that leads us kind of into the next question is like, well, I'll read Kimberly's question in a minute, but like, you know, there's not many companies out there for this.
do you
Is
go
there?
to the bar?
Yeah,
What do you have at a bar?
music.
Music, but you have jukeboxes, music boxes, you have pool tables. Sometimes those pool tables need to be repaired.
Yep.
Go talk to your local amusement. That's where I'm headed next. If I would actually want to do that, my partner's going to be like, why are you telling him this? Don't do that. But hit the amusement place up. The insides of those pool tables are all wooden parts. That's what the fluting toolpath is for, or the 3D modeling is for. Step outside the box.
Yep.
There's vintage stores. There's people that restore things. Well, they're looking for these parts that are already made to replace them. But hey, if you can remake a part to put on to offer that person for restoration, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or I could be just talking through my
Nope, I agree. Restoration, as you know, where we can, when we can, as much as we can, especially with products like jukeboxes and, you know, pool tables, you know, when it's
arcade games.
Yep.
They're particle board. There's wood components inside.
Yep.
Think about where all this stuff is made of wood. You'd never look through at the store. You'd never look at wood the same ever again, though. Oh, well, that would make
I don't go to the Hobby Lobby woodcraft section with the same eyes anymore.
I don't have to go anymore because if I see it online, I can just whip it up and say, oh, look at that. I just made me a sign.
Okay, so Kimberly's question is, Google says that 250,000 jukeboxes are in operation across the U.S. worldwide, with Rockola being the last jukebox factory in the country. Does that sound right?
I make parts, and I'm starting to learn a little bit about them. 250,000 jukebox in operation. That could very well be true. But what about all those people that are doing the restoration and need those parts because they're not working?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So fortunately, I don't have to worry about it. They ask me for parts. I say, here they are. How many? Okay, here you go. I don't have to do the shipping. I don't have to do the packaging. I don't have to do the website for that, for the selling or anything. So I'm 250,000 jukeboxes in operation across the U.S. Rockola is a good jukebox. I've done a few things with that one too. It's cool. 250,000. That doesn't seem like a whole lot. So maybe, I don't know. If AI says it, it's got to be right.
Right?
Oh, dear.
What's your favorite brand of acrylic markers?
I don't even know. I just bought it.
Show and tell time.
I wish I had my backpack. I had my small pack with me in my backpack. Posco, something like that.
Well, remind me to show you the markers that I got.
Yeah, that sounds right. Because forgive me, I did a garage model and they're not in the drawer that they were in before.
Oh, no.
Because all these cabinets were on this whole wall with different stuff in them.
Well, when you find it, I can always.
Posco sounds right. Acrylic.
All
Yep.
right.
And there was another different brand too that we had, but hey, any of them seem to work.
Yeah.
We'll throw the link in post live here.
Yeah, I ordered them online and I went to the store to actually buy them. They have them all over the stores. Walmart's, Target's.
Gotcha.
So this is an interesting question I want to throw in here real quick. Is Ellen, do you make when you make a part, is it one-off or do you make multiple parts to have in stock for the next time? I know you said something about they tell you how many they need.
Yeah. Usually I
stock
get
their
them, well, how many do you want? They're like, oh, between 8 and 10, oh, between 50 and 80, or oh, between this and this. And it's like, okay, but we have had a couple one-offs that we only made a few parts of. Like right now, they're working on making a part that has never been made actually before yet to fix some situation for light melting in one of their units or something. I don't even know. But I'm like, we're in production with just making one-offs, but usually it's multiples. Otherwise, that would have to cost them a lot of money for just one-offs.
Mm-hmm.
On this next one, what's the max number of copies you have made?
I think, hundreds. And they were these little tiny little parts, hundreds of these little tiny acrylic squares that were terrible getting back off the tape. But a couple hundred parts at a time. Right now I just finished up production something. There was like 40 some parts or something. I'm like, I'll count them when I'm done. Whatever I turn in. They want, between this many and this many. Well, we'll see how many are going to turn out when I get it done. It's wood. It's a material.
Yep.
Rambling.
Oh, good.
So real quick, I saw a question earlier, customer asking, or a viewer asking with English. They saw the diamond engravers when we were showing the website for the shark tooth tool. And yes, we do carry diamond engravers. We have a 1/2 inch and a 1/4 inch, as well as replacement bits. And I can pull that up here. You can find those in our engraving section. If you go to shop by type, you can go to engraving. And we have our 1/4 inch, we have our 1/2 inch, and then we have both of our replacement tips, 90 degree and 120 degree.
Yeah, it seems like a really cool bit. I haven't played with it yet.
I've watched it, but I've not played with it yet.
I'm like,
and I'm throwing a link in the comments as we go.
We're gonna give Liberty a whole new toy to play with that engraving bit. You got to do an acrylic project.
Okay, all right.
Acrylic LED project.
Cast acrylic. I have something called True Cast. That stuff cuts so nice.
Okay.
Oh, so nice. It's not cheap, but it is so nice. I have the speeds and feeds nailed down to where my chips are like fun to play with in the bucket. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So on that note of the drag engraver, I actually have a huge round piece of glass that's like from the middle of like a little coffee table or something that I've just kept around. I feel like we could also do something with that.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
I got to pull it out of the closet.
What's the worst that's going to happen?
Exactly.
The glass is going to break. Oh, bummer.
Oh, bummer. I kept around a piece of scrap for 1.5 years that broke when I tried to do something with it. You know? That's how I'm going to look at it.
But if it works out now, we're talking.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm not entirely sure what this one was in reference to. Maybe to your all's sealing methods, but what do you spray with?
I use lacquer and I use polyurethane, the spray, the Helmsman, but I also use this the sprayer once, and I wasn't very good at it. I handed that off to my partner. But a spray can, I'm pretty good with the spray can, and you use the same thing, right? You were using a can?
Just cans. I will eventually get myself a sprayer. That's something for other projects that I have a desire to own as well. But yeah, I just do spray paint cans, and I use polyurethane. I use lacquer. Depends upon which stage of the project, what I need. Or then just basic colors and what have you for the colored aspects.
Yeah. See, now I don't use the spray shellac. I use the can. I use a nice brush, not the fuzzy kind. I use a nice bristled brush and spread it out because the foam does not work well with that shellac. My experience, it doesn't work well. My brush works better with the shellac, and I use the shellac out of a can. And boy, oh boy, if you thin it down a little bit, it just levels right off, and you don't have those funny spray marks if you got too close.
Or if your spray can went,
and the tip didn't work. There's nothing worse than having splatter.
I broke the tip on a brand new can the other day when I was doing these flight trays. And I have to find a can with the same type of lid because it has a different tip than others. I literally broke it right after I opened it.
And that's okay. You can take it back to the store and they will replace it. No questions asked.
I should probably do that. I went into Garrett's stash. I was like, please tell me he's got something.
Right, especially if it's a Rust-Oleum part or a can.
Yeah.
You can call them up on their website and they'll send you a coupon right back out for that can.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Cool.
Their customer service is pretty good.
Awesome.
Okay. Let's see.
Ellen, what would be the best advice you would give someone who is interested in starting a CNC business? From Garrett.
Best advice who is interested in know what you're getting into. Know what you're getting into. A business is different than a hobby. For us, it's a person. It's know what you're getting into. That's my best advice. Starting a business. So you're going to put your all into this, right? You're starting a business. This is like not a little toe in the water kind of thing. We're talking full-blown business. Be prepared to put a lot of hours in. Be prepared to lose a lot of sleep. Be prepared to make a lot of sacrifices. Be prepared to make changes. Be prepared to have problems. There's things that you're going to fail, and then you're going to learn. I don't know. This is why I don't do content, because it's like, but my best advice, know what you're getting into.
Yep.
Be prepared to make the sacrifices. I went months and months and months without taking a vacation because I knew Texas was coming. So I didn't go do many, many things. I stayed home, cranked out parts. And then I was able to go. But I was prepared to put my all into it to get it off the ground.
Yep.
You can't, you're either in it or you're out it. How'd that go?
That's very good. You're either in it or you're out of it. All right. What different materials do you prefer to use to make parts?
Different materials do I use to make parts? All of them. I use hardwood for some things. I have phenolic. It's like a light diffuser material. I have some kind of like a weird rubbery, plasticky material that I work with. I work with acrylics. The plywood. I work with pretty much all of it. I don't have to do metal. I don't do anything metal. No.
I've got a couple people asking me to play with aluminum. Eventually I will.
Oh, aluminum is really cool. I mean, it really is, but the shavings on it, I don't have the patience to have that coolant smell in my garage. I don't want the shavings that it leaves behind. Now it's going to take me forever to clean up after that, unless it's a machine just for metal, because that'll never come out. But metal sounds so fun. But isn't that what a laser's for too?
Yeah.
Not the CO2, not that. That won't cut metal, but fiber I think does, or some one of those lasers. I'll learn that too. But metal, no thanks. So yeah, acrylic. Oh, and fiberboard. This masonite board. Oh, if you don't have your machine grounded, electric shock all over the place. CO2 is better than CNC for acrylic. Yes, that's exactly it. I have 1,500 parts of this acrylic thing to make that are little tabs, and I'm waiting for that to figure that out.
Get that booted up.
Then I can just hit go and ding, zing, zing.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Farming and getting it going. Laser running, CNC going well. I'm like, I'm making money today as I'm sitting on the computer.
Yep.
That's what I'm looking for.
Living the life.
For. During the week, I can be like listening to that with my headphones on, this to that with this funky mask going on. Yes.
Great. So which hold down method do you use the most?
I do have wood clamps. Garrett has a file for it, and
I'll get the link.
I haven't used any other clamps besides that. I have inserts in my table, so it works out well because I just put the bolt head down in there and a washer, and then over the clamps I can put the screws in.
Oh wow, that's a lot of clamps.
There's your clamp file right there.
All right, that's a lot of clamps.
Look at that. Look at that.
There we go.
How many of these are laying around, Liberty?
So many. They're everywhere. They're in every drawer. You'll find a little piece of them here, a little piece of them there.
Yeah. I have a box of unused ones yet down there because when I make them, why not make a whole bunch of them at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
And then I have them in the drawer, so when the one's ready and breaks and I kind of hit it, run it over and chop off the tip, then I can just pull another one out and slap it on there. They're wood. They're great. I would.
Yes, ma'am.
If I had metal, I'm afraid to use T-tracks because I'm like, no, you should see some of the dings I have in my table. I would run into that T-track. I'm sure I would. Metal.
I kid you not, a centimeter away from hitting those T-tracks. Garrett's going to show you. I was so close.
So close. Give me a full-blown picture here, Juliann.
Drink.
So we can get into that. I got them. Can you see it?
Oh.
Yep, that was that. That was that first carve. That was that. Oh, it's going deep.
Oh, yeah. See, this happens, and I don't understand. I follow a darn checklist.
I know!
But the checklist doesn't always check me. Yeah. No.
Yep,
No, you really didn't. You thought you were going to reset the Z, but you really didn't reset the Z, even though you thought you did. Yep. Check.
Hey, on these clamps, Juliann put the link for this in the comments and in the description. So you can make your own clamps. It's a clamp file you can get from IDC Woodcraft.
Yeah. Otherwise, I use hippie tape and woodworking tape. Hippie tape works great on my acrylics, my plastics, and my hardboard materials. But I discovered that the woodworking material doesn't work well with that because the mesh takes it all off, and it's really hard to get the mesh off of it. But the woodworking double-sided tape clings to the wood, and it sticks right down because I have sealer on my table. So it just sticks right tight to that, and that stuff isn't going anywhere.
Beautiful.
All right.
But I
Quick
use
question.
clamps too.
What type of wood is best for them clamps?
I personally use quality pine. I know it's a little more, but quality pine is way better. Or the glue ups, because it's pine. I mean, what are you going to use? Hickory, or let's use cherry? Oh man, might as well go and buy a whole clamp. No, pine. Pine all the way, right at the Home Depot, you don't even have to surface them things. That's the cool part. You don't have to surface them. It's good enough. And then the clamp is all surfaced off anyway. So fine. Not MDF. Don't do MDF clamps. That will be ending badly.
I think I need a picture of these. Had a few scrap pieces of Bamex, used them to make a few clamps. Can you please send a picture of those? I want to see
clamps around.
Oh, those would be some cool clamps.
For those of you that don't know, Bamex is a wood that is bamboo, and I'm waiting for the tiger one to come back in stock because it's beautiful. But those are made by Ryan at Cutting It Close. Liberty's got an example right there. So that is how the wood comes, and you just carve straight into it. So, and I'm going to throw a link for that in the chat too, because that wood it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous. I'm about ready to work with it for the first time, and I'm so excited. It's so pretty. I dropped the marble. I lost my marbles.
Oh, 3D print my clips. Jack says he 3D prints them. I'm thinking a lot of people do too.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for material.
This Bamex is awesome material.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I saw it when we were in Texas, and I was like, oh, I want it. It's just...
Yep. Yeah, this it cuts really nice. It's bamboo. One thing to take note, and this is just a piece of information for anybody. When you're doing a big pocket like this in a project, you're taking stress out of the material, or you're removing material, and that's relieving stress in other parts of the material, and it will flex upwards as a result. So you got to be aware of that when you're taking out large areas like that. Your whole work holding needs to take that into consideration. Marble maze file. You should probably make this. This is such a cool little project to make.
I have the bid. I have the little BB thing. I have everything. I just need a few extra minutes of time.
Yeah. Well, you got the G code. All you got to do is plug it in.
I don't have the G code, Garrett.
Oh, get her the G code. I couldn't
open it up in Aspire, and I couldn't open it up in my VCarve Pro because it's only 11.5. So I had to come up with my own toolpath.
Oh, so it should be a SVG file with that too. But that doesn't
give you the G code.
Right.
I'll get you taken care of, Ellen. I'm throwing in a link.
All good. I know how to do the toolpath.
It's like, we'll get this. All right. Okay. Let's knock out these last two questions.
Okay.
How
long?
Kimberly, does the wood help with the resonance of the jukebox, or do you see a future where they are 3D printed parts?
I don't see them being 3D printed ever. Not ever.
Yeah, I would definitely say it would change. I mean,
yeah, no.
Sound with how jukeboxes work. Yeah. All right. Why not MDF for clamps? I want to.
They will break.
Yep. It's a softer material, weaker material.
It'll be right in there, and it's dusty. And why would you? I mean, yeah, they would probably work fine for a while, just like but why cut out all that dust? Why not MDF clamps?
MDF is powder glued together.
Right. It's gluey, mushy. It can't handle that kind of stress. It stays flat, but it's not going to stay flat. It's going to, right? Garrett?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It'll break. It'll break right now if you're trying to put force on it.
Right. If I put in my washer with my screw in there, it's just going to go vlook, and then it's not going to hold anything. So that's why not MDF. They're great for cabinet doors. Great for that. My table.
Great for spoil boards.
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Ladies
them all?
Yeah. That was pretty much. We got a lot.
I rambled too, so I did pretty darn good.
I'm pretty proud of that.
I think I went well.
Watch later.
Who do we have next week? Do we have any guests?
Nope.
We pushed having one.
We need the information before we.
No. I thought you were having.
No, we pushed Bill back a week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, darn. Hold on.
Uh-oh. Well, there was no new, nobody saying, hey, I don't know.
Well,
We're distracted.
We can dance you out.
There were a few new names. Yo.
There we go.
My whole life. Woo-woo. I wanted to do this for a very long time.
Yeah, we'll have to pay better attention to that one next time. I forgot about that.
Yep.
You're welcome, Two Towers.
Not a lot of drinking, but say thank you because now you don't have to go to the bathroom so bad.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Put down half my water.
We had some repetitive drink in the chat earlier. So
Well, there's some evenings where it's like, geez, Garrett, stop asking her to do so much. I gotta go.
Yep.
Well, and having to start questions, having to find the links, plug the links in, come back to you guys. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
I can't call the drinks too.
It's nice sitting in the background, sipping on my bourbon, and which I don't do very much. So,
Jack, if you're talking about Ellen's, I assume you're not because you've been on this whole time. If you're talking about Garrett's, no, it's sitting in his garage. Eventually, we'll get something going.
yeah, I have a wall I got to knock out. We are so we're getting another CNC, and that'll be Liberty's primary machine as she's making more content, and I have to knock a wall out of the shop here in order to make room for all this equipment. And I mean, the laser's sitting there waiting for Juliann.
Who has to find time?
Yeah, but she's quite busy.
Are we learning together?
I've only watched a few instructional videos. I haven't exactly, and I've barely clicked around in Lightburn and thrown in a file and just kind of messed around with it. So I just dipped some toes.
There's a couple of videos. The Louisiana guy, he's one. Jack in the Shop. Connect with Jack in the Shop. He's like really good on the lasers. He can super teach. I can't wait to have Jack back on as he builds up his presentation and teach more about lasers.
Yep.
I was just saying,
shops are never big enough.
No, they aren't. I've already. I was like, got this place like, oh my gosh, I got so much room and I'm already feeling cramped.
I did a whole remodel and I said, oh, I have so much room. And then I have a big laser taking up a lot of space. I'm cutting a hole in my wall, in my window for this exhaust.
Beautiful.
It works.
Clack. Like from the Clack Shack.
See, I have a couple.
He's here. Yes, he is. There he is.
Lasers are easy.
Thanks.
Now, Clack Shack. I think I was watching that today. So, yeah.
That's one thing about it. You can always find some really interesting ideas or even just a video that'll just spurt that creative spark and be like, wow, let me just try that or find something to do. That's what I love about kind of snooping around on everybody's channel. It's like, what are you doing? Oh, neat.
So remind me, Juliann, I'll bring you in this. Someone gave me this. They made it, and it's a state of Indiana, but it's a stacked project.
Ooh,
It is super cool. So maybe that'll get your fire going.
neat.
Garrett, did you receive pictures of a project from Spooky MDB that you know of? Any projects recently that you might have received? They were asking about their if we had seen it. So I was just curious off the top of your head.
About pictures that someone sent me?
Yeah.
David, I believe.
Yeah.
Instead of Spooky.
You have to comment the pictures are of, because I just get so many. I do look at them, but it's almost like every time I see somebody's project, it's like design overload. It's like, oh, I want to make that now too, and I want to make that. I want to make that, and it just kind of there's not enough brain in here to hold all this how many I've seen.
It's like this one that popped up. Sorry, Ellen, go ahead.
It's rough. There's so many things. I'm like, oh, I want to do that. Oh, I want to do that. Oh, and when am I going to have time to do that? Ooh,
This right here popped in, and I was like, having trouble finding brass. Would like to make a branding iron. I'm like, I want to do that, but I don't have any reason to.
I think maybe we'll make an IDC Woodcraft branding iron.
Ooh.
We've got an IDC Woodcraft 3D model.
Well, we'll have to figure out where to find brass, and then we can share.
We can do that on the no.
Sweet.
Oh, it's backwards, isn't it?
But no, it's the right
This
way.
has everything in it. Like everything you could possibly imagine. Like stands for acrylic, light backings, you name it, it has it in there.
What is that? Like, what's it called?
Look, that might even be oval shapes, aluminum, brass, oval shapes. It's JDS. 2020, but they still have it, so why get it? This. So yeah,
write that one down.
Its catalog. It has everything under the sun.
Perfect.
Right? Like, oh, mugs, this, that, you name it, it has it. And I don't know, but
speaking of mugs, I think we're working on a new mug bling, which we all like really like.
Like a thermal one, not a plastic?
No, this is like your sit on the rocking chair in the country house kind of mug.
Yeah.
Should I collect mugs?
And Liberty came up with the slogan on it.
I did?
Liberty came up with a slogan for the mug.
What did I come up with? I forget.
Feed the machine.
Oh, yeah.
What was it I was talking?
Really? I apologize. I've been fighting with this fluff ball who wants her 15 minutes of fame the whole night.
I was going to say, she's getting noisy about it now.
She's getting feisty.
Right? And I was yakking while you were saying the logo or the slogan. What was it?
Sorry. Feed the machine.
Nice.
Oh, feed the machine. Yeah.
Nice.
So that's going to be the logo on the new IDC Woodcraft coffee mug.
Oh, somebody else saw a squirrel. What? I don't know.
Where?
You're going to regret having me on.
No. Not at all. It's always fun, always a pleasure. And folks, I think we're getting a little slap happy with the squirrels. Yeah. Some people have had a couple drinks, so we definitely appreciate you all joining us, shooting Ellen those questions, Liberties, furthering endeavors. Watch her videos; they're amazing. Give her some ideas on what she needs to make next. But yeah, Ellen, thank you so much for joining us. Garrett, thanks for hanging with us in the background. I didn't even get to bring you out myself, but
and thanks for being our our spokesperson, our leader.
Right?
Yes,
It's like,
yes.
hey, where are you, Garrett? Back there still? Oh, bring on them on. Bring them on out.
It kind of was like, "Are you there, Garrett? It's me, Ellen."
Oh,
And he
it's me.
disappears.
Not bad. All right. Well, you guys have a fantastic week.
Yep. All right,
Good night, everybody.
See y'all.
Happy dance.
Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm.